Hi, this is Bridget.
And Wendy.
And this is our podcast,
Thick and Beans.
All right. We've got coffee and we've got 2 movies to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me about your cookies and cream.
It's delicious. It's a breve with chocolate and vanilla syrup.
If somebody gave you a cup of half and half, would you drink it down?
Sure.
I would too.
I mean, this
So
basically
good.
is that.
So good. I'm sometimes I think we talked about this before, but like if you put any other kind of milk in your coffee, it's too thin. It's gross. It's not right. I'm back on the pixie stick because I just wanted to say Salivation Station one more time. Okay. On with this.
Yeah.
This week our theme was moon movies.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to say
week.
outer space. I'm going to say moon movies.
Specifically
Yes. Because we had Moon and we had Moonfall.
Mm-hmm.
Which one do you want to talk about first?
I'm open.
Okay. Well, Moon is first on my notes.
Okay.
And it was the lower budget of the 2.
Yeah.
So, okay. Okay. Very low budget. First thing, what was your first thing that popped into your head when you started it? Was it, I'll tell you what mine was.
Okay.
Gross. Kevin Spacey is the voice of the robot. Kevin Spacey, which I wouldn't have thought anything of it, except I saw that documentary. Mm-hmm. He is a gross MF.
I haven't watched it, but I've heard the rumors.
Just power. Just, thinking that you can do whatever you want with whoever you want.
Yeah.
With no consent. Ew. He's so gross. Okay. So the gist of this movie is that
Sam Rockwell is the actor.
Sam Rockwell. Gosh.
But he's also Sam in the movie, so
He
that
is
makes
Sam
it easy.
Bell.
Yeah.
Okay. So Sam Bell has a job on the moon, watching over these harvesters that are creating helium-3 that powers the Earth.
Yes.
Powers the Earth. Okay. So this is where and you have continuity issues too, because, okay, this is so important that they have one guy.
Yeah. They would never you learn later that it's not, but
Right.
it's still just one guy at a
Just
time.
one guy.
Powering
at a
the
time.
whole Earth. Yeah, right.
Watching over that shit. Yeah. I'm sorry. He could have the flu. But he does have a robot companion that seems to have arms in every area of the thing.
Yeah. It's sort of like when you have an internal vacuum in your house.
Yes.
And
good one.
You can plug it in any room.
His name is Gertie, and it sounds like Kevin Spacey when you run it.
Yes. And for some reason, they have all this technology to send people to the moon and live there and mine energy. But its face is just emojis.
Yeah. Oh, that is funny. It's got a lot of good ones, too.
Yeah. I like the crying one made me laugh.
Yeah. So the robot has a screen on the side and also some really old Post-it notes.
Yeah.
We all have old Post-it notes around our workstation of things that we never did.
Yeah. I have a pile of them right there.
Okay. So we are in some kind of space station with a single person and a huge bajillion-dollar thing happening. Yet he has a twin bed.
Uh-huh.
He has a ping pong table and a tambourine and woodworking tools.
Yeah, modeling.
It's like, God, how do you move that shit to the moon?
I have no
How
idea.
do you do it?
Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't think about that. Because there's not materials on the moon.
No, this is some kind of flying U-Haul. That's a lot of unnecessary stuff.
Yeah.
I'll bet. Okay, if you had to, let's say, how the fuck are they doing that? How are they building? How many years would it have taken to? Oh, forget it.
Yeah.
You gotta just pretend.
Just forget. I think now I'm thinking that the smartest way would be to you'd still have to build, but digging into the earth.
Yeah.
Then that would give you a automatic structure. But you still would have to prop it up and all that stuff. So
it's crazy.
Yeah, I'm not sure how you would do that.
I'm not sure how gravity on the moon works.
Yeah, that was also a problem with this movie.
Right? Because I'm like, wait a minute.
We've been shown and told that, like, yeah, you're much lighter on
Like
the
in
moon.
a bouncy house.
Yeah, but he's walking around in the station just totally normal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so those little vehicles, I also thought, oh, he's got more than one vehicle? Like, come on.
But no other people.
No other people. He's got extra cars.
Yeah.
Which actually were little models.
Oh,
And
cute.
one of the things with their low budget was like they had to use some kind of had to figure out how to make it look like they were kicking up dust, which is another thing I was like, is there dust? I didn't understand. So, I mean, can you stand on the moon and not float off? Yes?
Yes.
So it is just kind of like you just walk funny. A little extra air in your
Yeah, you're just like a
stride.
little bit lighter.
It'd be kind of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, it would be
Well, it's
fun.
like being in water. You're like, oh, it's so nice that my body doesn't weigh as much.
Yeah.
You know, it's
No,
like
yeah, it's-
relaxing.
It is. I want to go for another float
Yeah.
in the sensory deprivation tank. And if you have not done that, you should. It's not like when Homer and Lisa did it in The Simpsons, but it's pretty good.
It's not like Stranger Things either.
No. Oh, God. Oh, God. I forgot all about that. Okay, so in this movie, he's on a 3-year contract. But the twist of it, the spoiler of it is that he's not going home. He's going to basically deteriorate because he's a clone. And there's a whole warehouse full of clones to take his place. So they just pull out a fresh one every 3 years. And Gertie gaslights the clone into believing, oh, you've just had an accident. And, you know, once he gets his muscles working, he's back at the job.
Yeah. And they've implanted all of
You're
the
right.
original guy's memories.
Right.
So they believe that they've already lived this whole life.
Right. Like the woodworking, the clone didn't remember starting it, but always worked on it. So, so what ends up happening, of course, is that the old clone gets in a accident with his vehicle, but he's not dead.
Right.
That harvester is not running. So new clone goes out, brings him back. Okay. This is where the movie gets interesting because these two clones, they fight while one gets sicker and sicker and sicker and the other is like fresh, you know. I do have something to read that was an interview
Okay.
from The Guardian. Duncan Jones is the director, and I think most of these comments are his, but Sam Rockwell is also credited for writing this article. So they say they thought there was something interesting about having the opportunity to meet yourself from a different point in your life. See how a mature version of yourself would interact with a rawer, can you say rawer?
Rawer?
More emotional one.
Rural?
So, you know, you do change in the course of getting older. I wrote in my notes before I read this, it's like interacting with my drunk self. I'm not wrong.
Oh, yeah. That's actually a great analogy.
Yeah. So they were worried about making the, what you call it? So you wouldn't confuse the two? The two clones, but I don't see how you could because one just kept getting grosser and grosser and grosser.
Was that part of the fact that it was a clone, or is it like that's what happens to you after you've been on the moon for 3 years because of radiation and stuff?
Maybe that because, yeah, I was like, how? I don't get that they have a shelf life. Woo-hoo! Coffee break! Let's talk about our beans.
Hey Bean Flickers, have you followed us yet? We are on Instagram and Facebook at Flickin' Beans Pod. Make sure you like and subscribe and leave us a review.
And they obviously weren't told they have a shelf life.
Right.
Because
They
you
think they're
know.
going home, which is, ugh.
Or is it something that Gertie does? to basically make him sicker. Now, I'm going to say radiation because his teeth fell out.
Yeah, he throws up his tooth, which is
That's
really gross.
so gross. And he's just so whatever about it. So like, oh, there's a tooth. So sick Sam Bell is super surly. And well, Sam Bell it's like Rochambeau. Well, Sam Bell is full of testosterone, and they actually made his clothes tight on him, and the sick Sam is more baggy. It's just like another layer of distinguishing. So like, did you notice the to-go boxes?
No, I don't think
That's what he ate his meal out of, and the entire wall was to-go boxes.
Huh.
So there's a reason those really are to-go boxes. They said they ordered so much food from this one restaurant that they ended up using the takeaway boxes for Sam's space rations. Okay, they also built the moon base as a full 360-degree set, and they would seal the cast and crew in at the start of the day because it's hard enough to make a low-budget movie without fretting about, oh, I can't pan here because I don't have enough set.
Yeah.
So interesting, I think. So when he was making his food, that was one of my notes, was like, so he opened up what literally looked like a styrofoam to-go box.
Yeah.
And he had packets of food that he took out of a microwave, opened them up, and poured them into said to-go box. So I was like, where is that? It's weird.
Yeah.
But it's hilarious to me that those are really to-go boxes.
I love that.
God, it's great.
Yeah. Creativity.
Yeah. I'm sure it's hard to make a low budget movie.
Yeah, we learned that
You
last
gotta
week.
get creative. Yeah.
Well, that movie wasn't low budget, I guess.
Oh my God.
Tommy.
It's Tommy. Always Tommy.
Always Tommy.
We
I
got
did
it.
not. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, I did not.
That's become like a, you know, how you have bits.
Yeah.
With your significant other.
I did
That's
not.
it. That's a new bit that we're doing.
You and Joel?
Yeah.
I love it. I did not. Oh, hi. What is it? Oh, hi.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Mark. Oh, right. I titled the episode, Oh, hi, Mark. I'm wearing two belts. Okay. I love the movie Moon.
Yeah, it was good.
It's for what it is. And for the fact that Sam Rockwell's the only cast in it. You know, he had to carry this movie.
Yeah.
And he's not, I think before that, he wasn't like, he was always kind of like a background person, a bit player or a character. I don't know what you call it. Character actor.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. But I also think he's pretty hot. Maybe not so much in this movie, but in other stuff, I do like me some Sam Rockwell.
What other stuff is he in? Because I didn't really recognize him.
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, I recognize the name, but then when I watched it, I'm like, I don't think I've seen anything else with him.
Yeah, off the top of my head, I can't think of anything, but I do like his face.
Okay.
Okay, we'll just leave it at that. I
All right.
love everything he's in. Okay, the next movie was Moonfall.
Moonfall.
Which I hadn't seen.
Yeah.
I loved it. I loved it.
Good. I know. We had so much fun rewatching this movie.
I watched it twice.
We just, it was one of those like, you know, random picks when you're trying to think about something to stream like a couple years ago when it came out.
Again, it's nothing that I would latch
Yeah.
onto. You know, I don't typically go in for like, I guess, an action movie?
Yeah.
Okay.
It is.
Yeah. Yeah. It was funny.
Mm-hmm.
It was visually amazing because the special effects, and I told my friend this, that he needs to watch it because the effects are so good and the things that they're showing you are things you would never ever see. Like they're so unique because of the moon. And when they say a gravity wave is coming, it's like, yeah, the ocean is up and out.
Right.
Up and out.
That whole part talk about gravity continuity issues.
Oh, God.
Because the moon gets really close to the Earth. And so it's pulling the water up and stuff, but somehow the people don't get sucked up.
No.
Like when she like lifts the tree off that guy, she's lifting it and the moon's helping her.
Helping us.
This little girl is like 100 pounds.
Yeah.
And she's not getting sucked up in the moon.
It's a really good point.
But that part kind of just makes me laugh.
You're right. People should have been like floating.
Yeah.
Huh. God, we just don't know enough about science. I'm
Right.
sure. We're not a hot female scientist.
Right.
Who is also an astronaut and also the director of NASA.
Right.
What's Halle Berry been in lately?
Yeah, she's kind of
She is so dang pretty.
She is.
She's got nice skin.
Yeah, her skin is beautiful.
Ugh.
She is so pretty. Yeah, and she's good in this movie too. Kind of as the straight man character a little bit, because everybody else is a little wild.
God. So, okay, yeah, the moon being a megastructure.
Yes.
And when they say all the like conspiracy stuff, like people really do think this.
Yeah, I mean, I have to tell you that I've gone down moon rabbit hole once or twice.
Yeah.
And there is some stuff about the moon that doesn't make sense that they play on here, and you're
like when it rang like a bell for hours.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard that.
And also like just the math doesn't work out, and I'm like, that right there should tell you like math is universal, right?
Right.
As we understand the universe. And like there's like parts of the moon that don't make sense, like we shouldn't be able to hold it in orbit if it's solid, and or the Earth shouldn't be able to, stuff like that. And you're just like, well, maybe it is hollow.
Yeah.
Or like put there by something.
Fountain peed. Yeah, I mean, but still.
Yeah.
But still. I mean, it would be fun if it were real, but it's still hard to.
Yeah. It's a stretch.
What I wrote was, what would this be like to watch this movie with a flat earther?
Mm.
You know, or anybody who just like is not on the same wavelength scientifically.
They would be making even more inconsistent, pointing even more out.
Have you seen the documentary about flat
No,
earthers?
I should watch that.
Oh, wow.
I love that stuff.
It is amazing.
Part of the reason I love conspiracy theories is because I love the people that are like really into them, because they're always crazy. But yeah, I need to watch that.
You do. Maybe we can cover that sometime. We can do some conspiracy documentaries. Starring the people of Walmart, pretty much. Pretty much. Okay. The gist being the moon's coming closer to the Earth.
Yes.
And that there are Halle Berry and the guy, Brian Harper. And then Dr. Casey... Something, who's not a doctor.
No, and he is played by, I don't know the actor's name, but it's Sam from Game of Thrones.
Okay.
That's where I know him from. Okay. Yeah. I like that actor.
He was great. So he's basically just a guy who believes in all this stuff, but with extreme math skills. So he's a nerd.
Yeah.
Science nerd. He's the first one who realizes that the moon is off its trajectory.
Yeah.
It's got an elliptical orbit. And they had, again, one of my favorite things in these kind of movies is the science talk.
Yeah.
Where they got it all figured out. They all have to go and save the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
And yeah, Brian Harper is a, what would you, like, not excommunicated, publicly shamed, like astronaut, ostracized, I guess that's the word.
Because he said what he saw out there when he and Halle Berry and another astronaut were on a mission years ago. So this guy's kind of washed up, really. And Halle didn't. Well, she didn't see it. She saw it.
She says she didn't see it because she was like inside the shuttle.
Okay.
And so when they had the trial to like decide whether this was Brian Harper's fault,
right,
or it was human negligence or whatever,
right,
she wouldn't like back him up because she didn't see it, and that's a a strife between those two,
right? But they kiss and make up. Well,
of
not
course.
really kiss, but I also thought that guy was so familiar, and it took me forever to figure out where he was in all the Conjurings.
Ah, yeah.
I was like, that's weird. I was like,
Is he-
gosh, he reminds me
He's also
of...
in the Insidious.
Yes, that was another one. I was
Yeah.
like, gosh, he's like Kevin Costner and Will Arnett, and
He reminds me of Will Arnett a lot.
and there was a third person in there. And I was like, man, this guy, he's kind of got that. That's a good thing, I think, if you've got little traits of all these other. He's kind of, he was pretty cute too. So the gist being Halle Berry, Brian. Well, let's see. I call her by her real name,
Yeah.
and the other guy by the character.
I don't remember her name in the movie.
Okay, so she and washed up astronaut Brian Harper, and I only remember that because that one scene.
Yeah.
So, and then Casey, who is the normal guy, not an astronaut,
Yeah.
but it's like stuff of dreams. So they just all say, "Hey, come on! Did you know they don't have shuttles anymore, or that we don't have a way to get to the moon?"
I guess it doesn't surprise me because our space program has kind of been defunded, but like,
I don't know. I keep seeing rockets going off.
yeah, but those are SpaceX now. It's like all private.
But we have nothing that can literally land on the moon
Yeah.
except the shuttles, which are in museums.
Yeah.
Which have just been looted because the Earth is going crazy.
Yes.
I mean, we're talking tides. There's water everywhere. Blah blah blah. So they go into this museum, and that thing is spray painted with graffiti.
Uh-huh.
It's like, really?
It was fast.
Whose first idea is to go looting if the world is literally going to end?
Yeah.
It's like that guy who had a wad full of money.
Yeah, and he's like, that's worthless now.
Yeah. And then you're like, oh shit, they saved the world, so you're fucked.
That's
now.
yeah.
You should have
I
held
thought
on to
too. I
that
was like,
money.
if you believe that they're gonna save you, then just stick it in your pocket.
Yeah, right? It's like, what else? What are you stealing?
Yeah.
TVs? What's going on?
Right?
So within like moments, like within a half an hour, they have to launch this thing, right?
Mhm.
However, they got it from the museum up in the air. They had to fuel it.
Uh-huh.
Casey has no training.
No.
He's not in shape.
Yeah.
He's chubby.
Uh-huh. And he says he gets motion sickness
And he
too.
gets motion sickness.
Yeah.
But they're like, you're coming because you have math skills. Tell me no one else at NASA.
Everyone else went home.
Everyone else went home.
She
Goodbye.
said, yeah, she's like, well, she was like, we're all going to die, so just get out of here.
Yeah.
And then she changes her mind,
God.
and she's already sent the whole crew home because they think that
Yeah.
they do successfully do it, but they're going to use the moon's gravity to pull them into orbit with the shuttle. Which I don't know. Maybe I don't understand how gravity works.
Best blast off scene though. They come literally out of the ocean pretty much.
Yeah.
That was so good. I was clapping.
Yeah, because the water gets pulled up. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't I don't know understand the science, but it just doesn't make sense to me. Any of the gravity stuff.
I don't think it's
Because if the moon was so close to the Earth that it was affecting our stuff on the surface, then
Right.
wouldn't the moon be in the Earth's gravitational pull really stuck and just crash into us?
I would think. Yeah.
But somehow it just
It
slides
just keeps
next to us.
rolling. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just rolling along.
Yeah, but
Singing a song.
it's so close that it's like burning in our atmosphere.
Yeah.
In this, and you're just like, they're dead.
Do you know there was a scientist at Iowa State that really believed and wanted to blow up the moon? This is like seriously.
Wow.
Yeah, there was a lot. I should look up those articles, but I don't know if he still thinks that or if he's still a professor. But true story.
Whoa.
Everything inside the hollow moon was
Yeah.
amazing. Amazing.
Yeah.
And basically, it's everything about ancient aliens
Uh huh.
is true.
Yeah, it's rarely do you get to see the conspiracy theory come true, you know, so that's a fun
Yes.
part. And like the Casey character, he is just having the time of his life.
Oh my God, he's about wetting his pants
Yeah.
over it.
And yeah,
Doesn't he even
amazing.
say, I might cry? Don't look at me, I might cry.
Yeah.
So he's able to, he's like taking pictures.
Yeah, he's got his
Window.
phone out. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I mean, I would be doing the same thing.
Right. But they are basically, they have to fight a beast. The beast being like some flying nanotechnology.
Yeah, it's
that's-
AI.
Yeah, it's like, it's like little bits of stuff.
Mm-hmm. It's sort of like a school of fish.
Kind of, yeah.
Where like it's always together, but it
Yeah.
can change shapes and it can like grab you.
Yeah.
And stuff like that.
Or like those little weird magnet things that you can build stuff out of. I didn't like that.
It was
thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes it walked on legs, and there was an episode of Family Guy, and Joe, who uses a wheelchair.
Mm-hmm.
They opened a restaurant, and Joe's also a cop, and he told what's his butt that he's bringing all his buddies there, and they expected a whole bunch of cops, but it was a whole bunch of people using wheelchairs. And then at one point they stacked up on top of each other and built this like transformer monster that attacked. That's what that reminded me of. Very, very not appropriate.
Well, yeah, Family Guy is just,
terrible.
Yeah, the worst and the best.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. So they have to fight a beast. That part kind of reminded me of the Matrix when they're in the
Yeah. There's some like the claw-y hands things that it forms into sometimes. They're very similar to the alien AI, I guess, in the Matrix.
Yeah.
They have the spidery arms and
Yeah, I didn't like that at all. Also reminded me a little of the smoke monster in Lost. It's just like, what is that? But I guess, it makes sense that could be, AI will come back and attack us. And probably it'll recruit all the insects in the world because they also outnumber us. Humans make giant insect swarms. The locusts are already here.
Yeah,
Wendy. They're after us.
I have not even seen one locust. I'm
wonder
kind of
if they're
disappointed.
not right here in Iowa.
Yeah.
Or yet. But I do remember that one year. There was a whole family like getting them and putting in a bag 'cause they were going to eat them.
Oh.
Did I tell you that?
I think
was
so,
like a
yeah.
multi-generational Asian of some country-ish. And I'm sure Grandma was there.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that's something that is, it's a delicacy, really. People eat grasshoppers and
Oh, for sure.
crickets.
Yeah,
so-
I'm not surprised by that.
Right.
I've eaten a grasshopper and a cricket.
How was it?
Fine. They don't like if you get them baked or whatever.
Oh.
They just kind of taste like a potato chip. They're crunchy. They don't have a lot of flavor.
Do they at least have their legs tucked up? Or do you remember that Fear Factor show?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God damn. Can't even.
You know what? The line that they drew in the sand with those challenges or whatever, because they're always making them eat and drink stuff. They did one where they made them drink bull semen, and then Fox was like, "We can't air it." That's the line. You could eat, but they could eat testicles. They did that several times, and live bugs and slugs and all that kind of stuff. They let them do that. But the line was bull semen. They're like,
why would they want that? Is that to be afraid of? Have you ever given Gus a pizzle stick?
Maybe. Yeah, I know that's the
and the full length ones.
Mm-hmm.
You seen that?
No.
They're like. How big is this? 2-3 feet?
Yeah, I would say that's 2
They're
feet.
fucking huge. Gross, man. And they smell like piss. They should just call them piss sticks.
Okay, I don't think I have given her one then.
Oh my God, you don't want it in the house.
Okay.
It's like concentrated piss.
Okay. Yeah. She likes plenty of other treats that don't smell like piss. So
Yeah, we used to get the hooves too
Yeah.
for Betty, and oh, those smell like shit. That's where they step on their legs, on their feet. Anywho, so yes, so they, oh, right. So not only do they have these beautiful humongoid rings, like gyroscope.
It's a gyroscope. That's
Yeah.
what Halle Berry's character calls it.
Yes, which makes sense. Of course it does.
Yeah.
That's how the moon stabilizes itself, I think she says.
Yeah.
Oh, God. But so they end up like parking in a place that, I'm sorry, but are there life forms there? Because there's a hallway and then there's the lights, just like when you're going down the freezer section in the supermarket and like you trigger the lights each time you go down the corridor.
Yeah.
And then the hologram that's just like out of freaking Star Wars.
Yeah, the white
Or-
background, you can only see that one thing,
Yeah.
you know? Everything else
Do
is
you
blank.
ever see Land of the Lost with the Slee stack?
I don't think so.
That's another weird hologram where, you know, but instead of like, well, I was going to say instead of a warning, but this one, so they explain it all.
Hmm.
This is how, this is why.
Yeah, they show it to him, like,
Yeah.
in his brain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talking through an image of his son.
Hmm.
So obviously this AI or whatever it is can read your thoughts and your memories
Yeah.
because they're going to make a clone of you and
Right.
make it
Yeah.
work there.
So, yeah, that was something that I wanted to talk about was like the theme of memories in
Yeah.
both movies because they both really play on the fact that like memory is who you are.
Yeah.
Because like with the clones they believe they are this guy
Yeah.
and they have these memories of like a wife and a child and stuff like that, and it's real to them,
Yeah.
but it's just memories. And then when you lose those memories or find out they're not real, you're like, who the fuck am I?
Yeah.
And then in the Moonfall they do the same thing with the AI. They get in your brain and they look at your memories and they
Yeah.
present you into something that's good with you. And then they have the Casey's character in Moonfall, his mom has dementia
Yes.
and she doesn't really remember
Oh,
him.
good.
And I think that was like,
Observation.
otherwise, what was the point of her having dementia?
Uh-huh.
Being in the movie at all, really. So I think that they were trying to play that in as like memories are what make you you.
Yeah.
And I had
yeah.
never really thought about that before, but yeah, like once memories are what make you a human.
Yeah.
Once you lose that, you become like not who you were anymore.
That is crazy. You gave me chills, Wendy. Gave me the chills.
Yeah.
Moment of silence for your memories.
For your brain and
That
your
is
memories.
true, though. That is sad.
mm-hmm.
Dementia. Yeah. A shell
Yeah.
of your former self.
Mm-hmm. But it is a sweet, sad, bittersweet moment. He still calls his mom to tell her that I became an astronaut. I did it because he
Yeah.
wanted to be an astronaut when he was a kid. And then, he just wasn't athletic.
Yeah.
And I don't think she like registers what it is, but he still calls her to tell her. And I thought that was sweet.
Yeah.
And then at the end, spoiler alert, Casey's character gets to be the moon
Yeah.
because he dies
He sacrificed.
saving the day,
Yeah.
and then his memories get uploaded into the AI, so he gets to be himself and part of the moon.
That is crazy.
Yeah,
But still very, very alone.
yeah. I wonder if like you could, imagine your people around. It could like give you
Yeah.
holograms of your
Like
people
the
around
holodeck.
you. Yeah,
We all want that.
hmm
Oh, that'd be so fun.
yeah. Be part. I don't want to be part of the moon, but
No, I want a holodeck
yeah.
that I can but I probably wouldn't be in real life. Yeah, I would get addicted to a holodeck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, because it would be so much better.
Mm-hmm.
Like, like how I have to clean my house today.
Yeah.
On a holodeck, I wouldn't care.
I know.
Just like, what do they say in Star Trek when they want something? Holodeck, create for me
yeah.
a
You're just
very clean apartment.
Mhm. Like, yeah, don't they even like you can tell it what you want to eat
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That would be great. Yeah. I think I have this mobile game that I'm kind of like addicted to. And it's really just like, when it comes down to it, moving things around to organize them, basically. And I'm like, I think this is my way of like not doing that in other parts of my life. It's so easy to just move something around on my iPad and not clean my house.
Exactly. My favorite kind of game is, the category is time management. So same.
I like those too, like where you're in like a restaurant.
Yes.
Like, why do I like this?
Yes.
I hated being an actual
love to
server.
Make burgers. Making burgers for unhappy customers. If you give them a lollipop, they're more patient.
They're angry face. And I actually like I don't like the anger faces. They actually do give you like a little bit of an emotional reaction.
I believe that. I believe
you
that.
know what that feels like when you have a customer that's angry at you.
Yes, and you're like, I'm going as fast as I can.
Dude, I know. I always try to give, customer service and servers the benefit of the doubt, because I know, like, if they're making a mistake or they're not coming back enough, it's because there's something else going on.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes. Having been a server, you got to give them grace. Mm-hmm. 'Cause it's not the easiest, and it never ends.
Yeah.
Oh man, you'd be so like tired and sore by the end of the night. You just couldn't stand on your feet any longer.
Great picks.
Very, very fun.
I loved both of the movies. And I gave Moonfall all the thumbs up on our streaming so we can get more movies like that.
Nice. I did too. I gotta just dive in on these kinds of movies. Just try and expand my horizons, if you will. Different genres, and then I can bring it back to you and make you watch them. And you'll be like, oh, I've seen that 10 times.
Well, yeah, that's what's fun about this, is that we have, there's a little bit of a like generation gap. Mm-hmm. And then there's like, just our preferences, I think, are pretty different. So it's been fun to like have those opportunities to watch stuff that I wouldn't normally.
Yeah. What year was Moonfall?
Moonfall was 2022.
And Moon was 2009. Mm-hmm. Real far apart. Well, yeah, I liked both movies quite a bit, even though they're very different. But I love how your observation about the memory thing. I
wonder why that was tied into the moon. They're both about the moon and they're both about memories.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. The man in the moon smiling.
Some say from certain angles he looked like a smudge.
The moon is made of green cheese.
Did you watch Rick and Morty?
No.
Okay.
Smudge. Is that the man in the moon's face? Okay.
Well, no, it's like Morty gets a telescope and is looking at the moon, and he believes that he sees a man on the moon, and he looks like one of those old-timey like villains from cartoons with like the upturned mustache.
Okay.
That guy then becomes a teacher at Morty's school, and he goes, oh my gosh, that's the man on the moon, and gets him fired. I don't remember why, but because he thought he was evil for some reason.
Well, that kind of mustache does that.
And he ends up killing himself, and then at the funeral the person that's making the speech goes, we'll always remember him fondly because of this, and also people said from some angles he looked like a smudge. Because it was just a smudge on Morty's lens. It wasn't even that guy. I didn't explain that very well, but...
Oh, you did.
Okay.
You did. Is there more on this?
No, I think we
I
wrap
loved
it up. Yeah.
Yes. Thumbs up on both movies.
Go watch these movies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And remember to subscribe, rate, and review.
Sure.
And love us because we love you.
Yeah.
And
everybody loves Flickin' Beans. Okay, love you. Bye.
Bye.